2 losses. A fighter never think about lose.
He's significantly bigger than anyone you fought before, and he's one of the all-time greats. You're not going to feel apprehensive when you get in that ring against him?
Fear? No.
I will for you, and I'm not even you.
That's cool.
But can you accept he's better than you at anything or not?
No, because he ain't proven it yet.
We want to find out September 13th. That's why we are here, to see who's the best.
We're going to give the fans a show, for sure, because it don't take a big punch.
Because we are 2 fighters.
Yeah, 2 fighters, but
True fighters.
true, yeah, of course. No, not YouTuber fighters.
Huh?
Not YouTuber fighters. Yeah.
They need to talk and talk about the fight because they want to sell something. The people know we are great fighters. We want to put a great fight. Yeah. We don't need to talk.
I am sure in the end in the mid of September we will have one of the greatest fights ever happen in boxing.
Following a furious outburst during Piers Morgan's interview, Crawford and Canelo created a commotion online just as word spread that their bout had been officially announced. The 2 competitors sat in front of the host while he asked them questions because the interview had been planned for weeks to take place on the day the bout would be officially announced.
2 greats in the last era. It's gonna be big.
What does it do to your 2 legacies?
Sometimes people talk shit a lot, and when they stay in the ring, they do nothing.
You know, a win against Canelo Álvarez put me, you know, on Mount Rushmore.
It got off to a good start, but they broke their promises not to disparage each other, and when Piers Morgan asked Terence Crawford if he had considered losing his perfect record against Canelo Álvarez, the conversation got heated. Crawford said, "I've never thought of that because the possibility doesn't exist. I'm only getting ready for the fact that I'm winning. I am unbeatable by whoever I enter the ring with."
I am sure of it. I am sure.
And fists up. Terence, good. Excellent. Great. Excellent. Wonderful.
What do you say to them?
I don't really care.
Everything is riding on this one moment.
Who's going to win? Really? Are you 100% certain you're going to win? Do you believe you're going to win?
I believe 100% I'm gonna win.
100%?
100%.
Could you kill me with your bare hands?
How old are you?
I'm 60.
Canelo expressed his ire by saying, "Don't disrespect me, idiot," as if Crawford had underestimated him. "I'm made differently. I can do what no one has done to you before." When asked what he was preparing for, specifically against Crawford, given the special weapons Crawford possesses that could threaten him, Canelo responded with a troll in an attempt to get back at Crawford. Whether or not Canelo is made differently will only be known after the fight in September.
Where you at? Let me see. What is it? No, that's not fighting. Fighting ain't even in the definition of boxing. What is boxing?
He asserted that Crawford possessed nothing, adding that throughout his career, he has competed against fighters of all sizes, speed and strength, as well as track racers, strong punchers, and other fighters, and Crawford had nothing to offer. After the interview was over, they started constantly insulting themselves in whispers, until Canelo Álvarez was prepared to throw his hands. Fortunately, security stopped him, but Canelo didn't stop there. Where?
Canelo's now 10-0 at super middleweight, been largely untouchable at this weight class. Why do you believe that you're the man to knock him off?
Because I'm the best. That's why. That's why everybody gonna come and watch September 12th.
All right, bud, good luck on September 12th.
Canelo Álvarez took to social media to share his confidence in the impending fight, saying, "He's a great fighter, but he's not Canelo." This statement emphasizes his sense of superiority and prepares Terence for a crucial confrontation. Crawford must, however, advance 2 weight classes in order to take on Canelo. Even though Crawford has shown flexibility and skill in his past fights, However, Crawford is unwavering in his resolve to challenge the formidable Mexican champion and establish himself. The long-rumored bout between boxing's most awaited bout in years, between Canelo Álvarez and Terence Crawford, is scheduled on September 13th in Las Vegas and will be streamed worldwide on Netflix. Promoters announced Tuesday.
And what about moving up in divisions for Terence, Crawford, and Canelo? Are you concerned about that? I know you're not a big fan of fighters moving up.
I don't know. I mean, these are two guys that have accomplished a lot. You know, it's one of what you would call a super fight. And I do super fights, so.
Who do you feel wins?
I don't know. I don't know.
Will you be at attendance? Will you be there?
Probably. More than likely, yes.
Tina, is this going to be your first fight with TKO? There's a lot of rumors. Turkey said the other day.
The summit meeting will pit two of the most successful fighters of the last 10 years against one another in a cross-divisional conflict that will affect generations. Crawford, the undefeated four-weight champion from 135 to 154 pounds, will challenge Álvarez, the undisputed super middleweight champion who has won titles ranging from 154 to 175 pounds. In what has already been dubbed the bout of the century, Crawford will test the Mexican superstar by moving up 2 weight classes. Although the exact location is still up in the air, Allegiant Stadium, home of the NFL's Las Vegas Raiders with Pur Dai, 718,835 seats, is reportedly the top pick. Although the date clashes with a planned UNLV college football game versus Idaho State, people with knowledge of the negotiations
Potentially be the first one.
What?
Crawford versus Canelo.
Well, listen, my model is way different. Turkey has things that he's obligated to over the next 18 months. I want to break the sport down and build it from the ground up like we did the UFC. So I'm on a different path.
What's something that would surprise the boxing fans with this new deal? You're coming in hot. Turkey says he wants to crush the competition. How do you
T-Mobile Arena, where Crawford defeated Errol Spence Jr. in a 2023 welterweight title unification fight, and where Álvarez hosts some of his best nights, is still a backup choice. Saudi Arabia's Riyadh season, in association with the Saudi Entertainment, business seller and Ultimate Fighting Championship president, and Donald Trump confidant Dana White, will promote the fight. White's initial entry into boxing signifies a further expansion of the kingdom's power over the largest nights in the sport. According to Turki Al-Sheikh, the chairman of the General Entertainment Authority and president of the Saudi Boxing Federation, boxing legends Canelo and Crawford will finally square off in the fight of the century on September 13th.
I feel like I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out. From Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't do
obviously,
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not.
Kovalev was
respect
older.
the power of Canelo.
He does.
Billy
he
Joe.
does. Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of power, but all those guys that you name is not as skillful.
In collaboration with Dana White and Sella, we will produce something genuinely amazing in Las Vegas that will be accessible to fans worldwide via Netflix. Crawford, 41-0 with 31 knockouts, is already the first male fighter in the four-belt. Eras to win uncontested titles in 2 weight classes at 140 and 147 pounds. The Omaha native won the World Boxing Association junior middleweight title by defeating Israel Madrimov in his most recent fight in August, which makes Tuesday's confirmation all the more impressive. Now, without a tune-up, he will go straight to 168 pounds to take on Álvarez. My flawless record is self-evident. Crawford stated, "I am the best fighter in the world, and no matter the opponent or weight class, I have always come out on top. As the world observes brilliance..."
I'm sorry. No disrespect to none of those fighters. The skill level is not there.
So how do you see a fight with Canelo though?
A tough fight. Canelo is a great fighter. Like, I always have respect for Canelo, but I just believe in my skills. The fact that people doubt me, it just fueled me even more. Try to get the fight even more. And I'm watching them, I'm like, man, I can beat this dude. I've been fighting people bigger than me all my life, and I always came out on top. You gonna get hit. It's a fight. He gonna get hit too. It'll be good.
Álvarez, who is 62 years old and has 39 knockouts, recently defeated William Skull by a unanimous decision in May. The fight was held in Riyadh as part of his rumored $400 million four-fight deal with Riyadh season, which permitted one fight to take place outside of Saudi Arabia. Álvarez has chosen to return to Las Vegas, where his devoted fan base usually attends in large numbers. Making history once more, this time on a Riyadh season card that will air on Netflix, makes me very delighted, I remarked. Álvarez, who has won 6 straight since suffering an unexpected loss in a hopeless 2022 fight for Dimitri Bival's light heavyweight belt on September 13th, is prepared to prove once more that he is the world's finest pound-for-pound fighter.
Seems like that's going to be the fight. Terence Crawford versus Canelo Álvarez, the biggest fight in boxing.
Well, Canelo's the face of boxing. He's the best fighter for Terence Crawford out there. He's the biggest fight for Terence Crawford out there, so that's why Terence Crawford want to take the opportunity to share a ring with another great.
How do you beat him?
You'll see. Come 12.
Go to the city.
Despite concerns about their ages, Crawford was present at the skull fight. When the fight in September was openly mocked in the ring, Crawford will turn 38 in September, and Álvarez will turn 35 next month. Both athletes continue to be among the best in their respective sports. Turkey wants to make the biggest matches that the people want to see in boxing, and is just up my alley. White, who is starting his own boxing career under the UFC's TKO banner, said, "Are you kidding me that Canelo versus Crawford is the first boxing fight I'm going to get to promote? It's a conflict that comes only once in a lifetime. To generate interest in an event that is sure to garner widespread public attention, a 3-city press tour has been scheduled for later this month. On June 20th.
So Oscar, you're not feeling Canelo Crawford? You're not feeling Canelo Crawford?
Oh, I like it. I actually like the fight. I like the fight. I'm just saying, like, you know, reality is both guys are 38 years old. I mean, or 35, 38. But I like the fight.
Although there have been recent displays of mortality by both fighters, Crawford had to rally late to defeat Madrimov, while Álvarez cruised but looked flat in his victory over Skull. The significance of their matchup is undeniable. A victory for Crawford would arguably establish him as the most versatile boxer in recent history, while a victory for Álvarez would further solidify his legacy as the face of this boxing era. 6'8" world champion turned promoter Oscar de la Hoya, who supported the Mexican legend in the early years of his career after first endorsing Bud Crawford and claiming that he would defeat Canelo at any time, is one individual who has been forthright about the impending mega fight. Now de la Hoya has changed his mind about that prognosis.
Canelo Crawford, in the history of boxing, and this is the facts. Let's get it. If you see Thursdays, back Thursdays, I speak the facts. All right, I'll even do it for you. A good little man has never beaten a good big man in the history of the game, unless you go back to certain situations with Pacquiao beat me, but I was a dead man walking anyway. But a good little man never beats a good big man, so it's a tough test for Crawford. But
the Golden Boy stated in an interview with Brian Mazik that he thinks Canelo will win the September fight against the 37-year-old switch hitter because of their size difference. Give this man the title of best of all time if Crawford can pull it off, Jesus Lord, but I don't see it. Canelo is a powerful fighter. Yes, Crawford can use the fact that he walks on quicksand against him, but Canelo, who is heavier, will exert 200 pounds of pressure on him in the ring. So it's a difficult battle, but if Crawford succeeds, I give him all the credit. He will be the fighter of the future. The 37-year-old from Omaha faces what will surely be the most difficult test of his illustrious professional career. If Crawford defeats Canelo, he will become the first boxer in male boxing.
Sorry, we'd be wrong, Roy, to not ask you. It's a hot topic right now, just switching gears. Bud, Canelo, you know, done deal. Looks like the fight is signed. What's your thoughts on this fight, man?
Man, it's a great fight for boxing. I know people don't agree with it, but if Canelo fights one inkling of the wrong fight, he's gonna lose. If he comes out and fights the right.
Speaking during the International Boxing Hall of Fame event in Canastota, New York, famous former champion Roy Jones Jr. offered his perspective as the boxing world excitedly awaits the fight between Canelo Álvarez and Terence Crawford on September 13th, 2025. Jones underlined that the match's result depends on one important element: Canelo's choice of fight. Jones thinks that Canelo's approach will be what decides the outcome of the fight. He said, "That's a good fight. The results depend on the type of fight, Canelo's game plan, and how it aligns with Crawford's strengths."
Fight, it's gonna be a tough one. So right now, I think it's gonna be either way, but it depends on what type of fight Canelo fights.
You've been a guy that's in the weight class. How do you think Terence Crawford should handle the weight? Should he come in lighter? Should he come right around the weight limit?
Come in as big as he can get. If you get to the weight limit, because there is a weight limit, get to the weight limit.
Despite winning a unanimous decision, Canelo's last performance against William Skull sparked concerns about his flexibility. Skull's lateral movement made it difficult for Canelo to strike meaningful punches. Canelo might find it difficult to enforce his will if he uses a similar strategy against Crawford, who is renowned for his deft switch-hitting technique. On the other hand, a more aggressive approach might use Canelo's strength to put an end to the altercation. There is still disagreement in the boxing fraternity over the possible outcome as the fight date draws near. According to Roy Jones, strategy and execution are crucial in boxing.
I think it's a ridiculous fight myself. I think that Crawford is too small. Canelo is, in my opinion, the face of boxing right now. I think that look at his resume. I think it's a good fight for a little while. Crawford's hand speed will, just like when Golovkin fought Kell Brook, the hand speed was evident at the beginning of the fight. But as the fight goes on, Canelo's going to start pounding on him, and I think that the fight ends somewhere between the 9th and 12th round.
The secret to victory might lie in Canelo Álvarez's ability to modify his strategy to counter Crawford's style. On the other hand, Crawford's fortitude and flexibility might enable him to get beyond the obstacles presented by Canelo's strength and the weight difference. In the end, the bout looks to be an exciting collision of styles, and the winner might leave a lasting impact in the sport. Abel Sanchez, who coached Gennady Golovkin in 2 of his fights against Canelo in 2017 and 2018, is one man who has direct experience training a fighter to take on the Mexican legend.
Because of the size difference, he can stop Crawford.
Well, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that anything Canelo hits him with is going to hurt him. He won't be able to catch him early because, like I said, the speed and the foot speed and the hand speed. And Crawford's a heck of a fighter at his own weight. 54, when he fought Madrimov in his last fight, showed us that he can't really, the weight makes a difference. I don't care how much weight he gains and how much he does to try to get up to that level, 168, is going to make a difference.
How we feeling? What's been going on, Terrence? Talk to us for a little bit.
I got somewhere to go, man.
Yeah. Can we follow you for just the time being?
Yeah.
Hey guys, you guys are supposed to do interviews over there.
Yep. Terrence, I like the way
Don't talk to him.
Mario, don't I got an interview with you?
They haven't told me that. I would love to have an interview. I haven't had an interview with you, a proper interview, in a year and a half.
What's up, man? What you
What's
got?
up, bro?
Don't get the cold, man.
Yeah.
In an interview with Fight Hub TV, veteran boxing trainer Abel Sanchez discusses his thoughts on a variety of boxing bouts, including some that may be coming up soon. Speaking about the Canelo Álvarez versus Terence Crawford fight, Sanchez explains why he thinks the fight is too far for Crawford. "Come on, I think it's a ridiculous fight myself, and I think that Crawford is too small. Canelo is, in my opinion, the face of boxing right now. Look at his resume, and I think it's a good fight." For a little while, Sanchez said, referencing Crawford's hand speed similar to when Golovkin faced Kell Brook. The hand speed was noticeable early on in the fight, but as it progresses, Canelo will start to beat him up, and I believe the bout will end between the 9th and 12th rounds. Anything Canelo throws at him will hurt him, and he won't be able to catch him early because, as I mentioned, he has incredible foot and hand speed. And Crawford is a fierce fighter at his own weight.